Welcome back, and today we're talking about Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 1 or Episode 60. It does not matter. I'm just happy that we're finally here. But like always, let's just jump into it. Episode 60 of Attack on Titan is finally here, and it starts off with a character named Falco. He wakes up and he was dreaming about flying in the air fighting Titans, so of course that means the ODM gear, and now this raises some red flags. If you know from the last episode of Attack on Titan Season 3, we know that the Titan that saved Grisha, right? The one that allowed Grisha to eat him so he can transfer those Titan powers to Grisha. He knew some memories that hasn't happened yet, right? Like he told Grisha to go look for Eren and Mikasa. So we know there's some sort of like mind manipulation or memories manipulation, and maybe that's what Falco is being kind of affected by. I don't know. I'm sure they're going to explain it. But this episode, I was really confused because we see there's a huge war going on. And of course, it's not against like our main characters, right? Because one, the characters there, they look Middle Eastern and stuff like that. So it's not our main cast that we actually know since Season 1. It's a whole different group. We learn later on that that was the Mid-East Allied forces, something along those lines. So they are different military forces in the world. It just seems that Marley is like the top dog, right? Like they're like the top tier group because they have the Titans. But heck, even these allied forces, right? They were able to have like big cannons that fired some big shells that were able to hurt the armored Titan. So that's definitely huge. I mean, I was really confused at the beginning, right? Because I was like, are we looking at the past? Because they're fighting with guns. We know that the world of Attack on Titan has a rich history. It's just that the people that were inside of the wall, they know nothing about it. They're like completely clueless when it comes to the history of the world. And I have to say, I was kind of surprised by this because it almost looks like our world, like in World War II, right? Like, heck, even the Eldians wearing the armbands, if you're taking some history class, in high school or middle school, maybe, you know, that kind of obviously has something to do with, you know, Germany back in the old days, World War II era with the Jewish people and all that stuff with the armbands. Messed up. It was really messed up. And we see that the Eldians are really like the ones that are losing everything, right? They're forcing the Eldians to attack. There's about 800 of them. And now this is where Gabi comes in, another new character. All these new characters are like warrior candidates, right? Just how you know, Reiner, what was the other candidate's name? Reiner, Bertolt, all of them, they were warrior candidates. Heck, even Zeke, right? So we know that times when they get to like a certain age, they can't survive. So that power has to be transferred somewhere else. And that's what these new warriors are, the new warrior candidates, right? So that's awesome that we get to meet these new characters. I can't wait to know more about them. But we see that Gabi, she's really kind of crazy, right? She wants to go out there to take out that huge train, the armored train that can essentially kill the Titans. And the Marleyan troops, they don't want to risk sending the armored Titans or the Beast Titan in because they could get killed. Those cannons are really powerful. They're actually afraid of those cannons, unlike the ones that are behind the wall, right? So that's another thing. And now Gabi was able to go in there and essentially take out the train. It was a good tactic, good strategy that she had. And when that happened, everything else just went crazy. I mean, the action in this episode, absolutely amazing. The music, oh, the music got the goosebumps going. And seeing Reiner and Zeke. Zeke is one of my favorite characters, actually, from what little we got from Season 3. I love the way he behaves. Even though we know some betrayal happened with the family. His Eren's, half-brother, I believe. Even though there was some betrayal between Zeke and Grisha and all that stuff, I'm sure we're going to dive deeper into this character and why he did everything that he did. But from what we got with the Beast Titan, I do love this character as a villain, so I cannot wait to get to see more of him. But seeing Reiner and Zeke back, and they're much older, right? They're definitely getting to that timeline where they're going to have to pass their powers on. It was absolutely great. I mean, it was just awesome seeing these characters again. I was hoping we would get to see Eren in the time skip because it seems, what, like 4 years have passed by? Because ever since they lost the female Titan and the Colossal Titan, it seems like the world powers have kind of being not scared of Marley anymore, right? Like they're kind of knowing that the Titan powers are not as strong as they used to be because they're losing some of those 9 founding Titans. So they need the Marleyans, they need the founding Titans so they can start getting control, I'm guessing, of the world once again. Again, there's a lot of questions I don't know. I'm not a manga reader, I'm anime only, so I really can't wait to find out more that's going on, because honestly, from the first episode, first impressions, 10 out of 10. There was not a single disappointment in this episode, but there was something that I was kind of like, ooh. Now, I could be wrong, but was Reiner, whenever he jumped out of the plane, which again, that scene was badass, seeing Zeke kind of send all those Eldians down there and transforming into freaking Titans in the air. Beautiful tactic, awesome. But whenever we saw Reiner in his Titan form, to me, it looked like some scenes were CGI. Same with the Beast Titan. Now, it did not look bad. If it was CGI, it did not look bad. To me, it seemed like a mixture of CGI and like actual, you know, drawings. But it didn't look bad, so nothing to worry about just yet. But I really hate when they use too much CGI where it's really, really noticeable and it's really, really bad. They can do CGI good. They can do some great CGI. But I just hope that they actually do that. I hope they don't like try to save money and do some bad CGI, because I feel like that would ruin the anime later down the line. But I don't think that's going to be a problem, because if this was CGI, it looked very, very good. Now, we also met a new character, Gilliard. He saved Reiner whenever he was like destroying all the cannons. I can't wait to actually meet his human form and see what he's all about. But another great thing that happened in this episode, right at the end, whenever they finally took the fort, and we see Zeke bring his pitching abilities right back. PTSD on that one because of what happened at the end of season 3. OMG. But it was good seeing him do that again, right? But he did it with mortar shells, and he was destroying all the ships. And Reiner stepped in front of Zeke, right, the Beast Titan, kind of sacrificing his life for him, right? So of course Zeke, I believe he's like the leader of all these warriors, or at the very least the most important Eldian, right? Like he's somebody important enough for Reiner to sacrifice his life for him, or at the very least Reiner does care about his comrades, especially with what happened with Bertolt. Maybe he doesn't want to lose anybody anymore, so that's why he got in front of Zeke. So that's awesome. But I don't think Reiner is dead. They probably hinted at it, but again, his nape was just fine. He's probably knocked out cold or something. I don't think he's dead. And if he is, damn, I mean, what a way to go. It was brutal, but I don't think he's dead. Overall, amazing episode. I cannot wait. I mean, I wish they would have done this like a Netflix style, where they would just release all the episodes, because I would definitely be binge watching it. And I have to, and before we get done with this episode, right? I couldn't watch the episode as soon as it aired. I had to like refresh so many times. I'm wondering if any of you had the same problem. And after like about 5 to 10 minutes, I was able to get in and watch the episode just fine. But I know some people were having trouble getting the episode started. But yeah, overall, great episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And like always, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.